back to the Dirty Water Coins and Collectibles channel. We have our first hunt since all of my Eisenhower hunts. You haven't seen all of them yet. You've seen the first hunt, but there are another 2 hunts, a few videos per hunt. But for me, this is my first hunt from the Ikes. We have 2 boxes of nickels. We're looking for shield nickels, V nickels, buffalo nickels, war nickels, proofs, silvers, all that with the spores, 2009s, 2024s, errors and varieties, foreigns. There's all kinds of stuff to find, so let's get into it. I'm going to hunt the top 10 rolls, and I'll bring you back in with finds. If I come across something interesting, I'll bring you in for that find. I'll see you back here in just a second. All right, those first 10 rolls have been hunted, and that was definitely strange for me. It's been a while, like 2 weeks since I've hunted actual coins, aside from the Ikes. But we did get a 1994 Canadian, a 1956 Denver, a 40 Philly, and I think 3 41 Phillies, and a 39 Philly. Not the Henning, and no double dice. Let's get into the next 10. Bring you in with any finds. All right, here is our second group finds. We have a 1952, I think that was Philly, 52 Philly, a 40 Philly, 46 Philly, not a Henning, a 47 Philly, also not a Henning, and then we have this 2022 with some pretty decent doubling on the reverse down under United. Why does that look blurry? There we go. So we have doubling under the U, under the N, right here, under the I, under the T, under the E, inside the D, the backside of the S, under the T, A. You get the point. All through America, and then if we come up to E pluribus, it's doubled under here, the E, the P, the L, R. So we have a DDR 2022. Let's keep her going. Let's get into the next 10 rolls. Be right back. I just flattened out the first roll for the third row, and right there we've got a 1936 Buffalo. Does have 3 feathers. Let's see if it has a mint mark. And no mint mark, but it's in relatively nice condition. Let me pull back a little bit here. Get that there. 1936. Looks good. Got some scratching on it. Liberty looks normal. If it wasn't for those scratches, it should be a nice condition coin. United States of America looks normal. And then 5 cents looks normal too. All right, Buffalo on the board. Let's keep her going, and I'll bring you back with the next find. All right, just finished up the third group of 10 rolls, and we have a 1952 Philly, 56 Philly, a 57 Philly in decent condition, a 58 Denver, and a 59 Denver. We did get 140s fine, a 1949 out of Philly in rough condition. And a 1936 Buffalo. Philly minted and scratched. Let's get into the fourth group, and I'll bring you in if I come across something cool. See you back here in a second. All right, here are our finds for our fourth group of 10. Up top here we have a 1952 Philly. This is a 53, and I believe it's a Denver, but it's very difficult to see. It's all gouged up. There's scratches everywhere. And not a D over S that I could tell. And a 57 out of Denver. We had one 1946 Philly, not a Henning. And then we did get a couple of double die reverses. This one here is a 2019. And you can see the extra thickness in the window and in the top window here in the pillars and doubling right there. So we have that one, no doubling in Monticello, and then two 2022s with doubling in United States of America. Let's see it down the bottom there. United States of America. Two of those. So two more of those and a 2019. Let me get into the last 10 rolls, row 5, and I will bring you with the finds. All right, I'm on roll 45, or the fifth roll in group number 5. We have this 1970. I thought it was a proof, but it's actually a Denver coin. Let's see if I can look at that. That looks like a proof. I'll put it under the scope. You can take a look at it. It's a gorgeous coin. It's got no nicks, no dings. It's like it just came out of a mint set or something. Some nicks and dings. I didn't see those. But all in all, it's a nice coin. It doesn't have full steps, but some nicks and dings there. The field is really nice. Don't see any doubling. Does that A look funky? I don't think so. But all in all, just a nice coin. So wanted to bring you in to show you that. Kind of see them next to each other. All right, let me keep it going. I'll be back if I come across something cool. All right, just flattened out the 8th roll in group number 5. And we did it. We've got silver. San Francisco minted. I have not seen what the obverse is, but I'm going to say 45. All right, let's take a gander here. Ooh, 44. I was close. So 1944, San Francisco, war nickel on the board. S mint, we got a die crack. Looks like it runs through. Probably goes through the coin. I know there is one like that. Yeah, see. But this one's so worn you can't really tell. But that is a variety. That one that goes through the reverse. But there we have it. We have silver on the board, so put that up top. Continue on this roll. I'll bring you back if I come across anything cool. All right, here's our finds for group number 5. But I noticed that I forgot to say we were on boxes number 27 and 28. So 27 is now complete. For our finds, we have a 1955 Denver. We had a 57 Denver. and a 59 Denver. And here we had a 1942 Type 1 Philly. We had our 1970 Denver that looks like a proof or an SMS. And then we had our 1944 Silver San Francisco War Nickel, 35% silver. So that does it for our first box. We have one more to go. Let me get the best finds for this box, and I will be right back. All right, box number 27, or the first box for this hunt, gave us three pretty sweet finds. Let's say it was worth the hunt. We have a 1970 Denver. We have the 44 San Francisco War Nickel. And our 1936 Buffalo. So let's get into box 28. And I'll be back with the finds. Give me just a second. All right, let's get into the second half of this hunt. Box number 28. I'll do the 10 rolls, and I'll bring you in with the finds, unless I come across something cool. Be right back. See you in a second. Just flattened out roll number 9 for the first group in box 28, or the second box of this hunt. And we got a Buffalo. No mint mark, of course. It's got, it looks like a scratch across the Buffalo there. And we have a date. Looks like a 1927. So it looks like 27. And has 3 feathers. Liberty looks normal. Let's check the reverse. 5 cents looks normal. And then United States of America looks normal. Buffalo itself looks pretty good. There's just some scratches throughout, of course. But we got a buff. All right. Let's keep the hunt going. I'll bring you in if I come across something else cool. Be right back. All right, those first 10 rolls in box 2, or box number 28 for the year, give us some 50s. We have a 1951 Philly, a nice 1956 Denver, a 59 Denver, and our 1927 Buffalo. Let's get back into the hunt. The next 10 rolls, I'll bring you in with the finds. See you in a second. All right, the second group, box 28, gives us a foreign, a 1988. We have a 1952 Philly, and a 1940 Philly, and a 1941 Philly. So that was a pretty light 10 rolls. Very common. I mean, similar to box 27 just before this one. Kind of was a light hunt. So we'll see what happens. Still time to find a silver, maybe another Buffalo. We'll see. I'll be back with the next ones. All right, group number 3 out of box 28 was a little bit better for us. We have a 1956 Philly, a 56 Denver, a 59 Denver. We have a 40 Philly and a 47 Philly. We have a 2022. Hold on one second. Let me get the camera back up here. 2022. And some doubling in United States of America. You can see the doubling right under the A there. That's a pretty good example. The E and the F That's pretty sweet. I don't know if there's anything in cents. 5 cents, no. And in America, you see it on the E there. And then we did come across a 2009 Denver. I'll take that for sure. All right, let's get into the fourth group. I'll be right back. All right, here's our finds for group number 4. We had a couple of San Francisco mints. We have a 52S and a 54S, kind of like a woody. A decent condition 55 Denver. We have a 58 Denver and a second 58 Denver. We had one 1941 Philly and a 1939 Philly. No DDO, no DDR, no Henning. 10 rolls left. Let's see what we can find. I'll be right back. All right, that last group gave us a couple of 50s. We have a 52 Philly, a 58 Denver, and we have some 40s. We have a 1940, a 46 Philly, and a second 46 Philly, not a Henning. Under the scope, I have a 2022. As you can see, doubling on the backside of the E, the P, the L, R, I. If we come down to actually even MON is elongated, stretched, and united. You can see the doubling at the top of the U there, the top of the N and the I, top part of the T, inner portion of the E, top of the D, top of the T, A, T, E, the F, and it kind of tapers off. We have a DD, we have a little bit of doubling at the bottom of the F and the I. So we have a DDR 2022 again. And look at how similar these hunts were. So if I put the 50s up here, did a little bit better on the second box. And then the 40s right there. Those are pretty even. A foreign each box, 130 per box. We did get a DDR and a second DDR, so we can put those there. So those are pretty close. I had a nice condition 1970, but over here we had a 2009. We had a buffalo in each hunt, so the only thing really missing is a silver. Other than that, it would have been a pretty identical hunt per 2 boxes. So not bad. Let me pull the best finds for the 2 boxes. I'll be right back. All right, so here we have it. We have a 2009 Denver. We had our 1970D proof-like coin. We had our 1944 San Francisco War Nickel, 35% silver. We have a 1927 Buffalo and a 1936 Buffalo. So I'd say that was a successful hunt. Not too shabby. Was hoping for a 2024, but that did not happen. I hope you enjoyed the hunt. If you did, please consider a thumbs up right down here in the lower left-hand corner. Please subscribe if you haven't done so yet. I would appreciate it. It helps out the channel greatly. If you choose to do so, please hit that notification bell so you get notified on all of my upcoming videos. I want to thank you all for watching. I'll see you on the next one.